Hello everybody and welcome back to Mass Effect 3 in the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So, I think the sort of last specifically labeled quest we have right now is, well, besides visiting Anderson's apartment, is to go and speak to the Quarians. Don't think any of these other ones actually have any quest specifically mentioned in them right now that, well, at least, you know, isn't trying to find an asset, which I did go and find a map for telling me where all those are. We will at some point in the future, probably generally when we're near the end of a stream and don't have enough time to go and realistically do a mission, we'll probably go and basically go on a scavenger hunt. But yeah, so I think right now what we're going to do is... Okay. Sure, game. I don't know what the hell happened there. I guess I tried to step away a little too quickly, so I somehow ended up on the railing and flew up a couple feet and landed at the bottom of the stairs. Okay, sure. Whatever you say, game. But yeah, I guess we're going to go ahead and meet up with the Quarians.
Commander?
Because we don't really have anything else to do right now besides try and hunt for assets, as far as I can tell. You know, unless I'm blind, but I don't think that is the case. I'm pretty sure that is all we have to do right now. And we'll visit Anderson's apartment. Probably the plan will be as like the thing we do right before the end of the game type thing. Sorry about that, just double checking on Twitch that the stream is in fact going properly without any issues. So, Quarian Envoy ship. I don't think there's anything in this system, but you know, why not check? So, this diplomatic frigate is like no Quarian ship on record. Its hull is relatively low temperature and it appears to be venting heat in a manner similar to that of the Normandy when it comes out of stealth mode. How the Quarians developed this high-tech vessel is unknown, but its hailing frequencies are open and welcoming messages are being tight-beamed to the Normandy.
Commander Shepard, a pleasure to see you again, though I wish it were under better circumstances.
I'd hoped for your support in the fight against the Reapers. What's going on?
17 days ago, with precision strikes on 4 Geth systems, the Quarians initiated the war to retake our homeworld.
Which was a clear violation of our agreement with the Council to avoid provoking the Geth.
A treaty violation is nothing compared to recovering our homeworld and advanced AI technology.
You know, just as the galaxy burns, this is the perfect time to do this. You know, even though you could have gotten support for it at the end, after, you know, we succeed, you could have tried to negotiate for support. Basically, hey, we helped you guys in your big war to save the galaxy against the Reapers, so can we get some support from you guys to retake our homeworld from the Geth? But no, that's not how they decide to play this. They say, the world's burning around us, let's go ahead and try and take our homeworld back. Brilliant idea.
Your homeworld? You mean Rannoch?
Correct, Commander. 300 years ago, we lost our world to our own AI creations, the Geth.
After we attempted to kill them.
We didn't try to kill them, Chorus. We tried to deactivate them. It wasn't murder.
Also, I do find it interesting that apparently they had a treaty with the Council to not provoke the Geth. I assume that this happened like in the 6 months that we were, you know, effectively under house arrest back on Earth. Otherwise, it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense because it was never mentioned at all previously that they were gonna, you know, sign some sort of treaty.
No, it was murder.
Commander, The Quarians never intended to create a true AI. It was an accident.
Which you chose to correct by trying to kill them.
Don't bother. Admitting we were wrong would undercut the justification for this suicidal invasion plan.
Oh, I'd agree right now invading was a mistake.
You're throwing yourselves at the Geth? Again?
And this time, we may have destroyed our people for good.
We'd driven the Geth back to the home system when this signal began broadcasting to all Geth ships.
The Reapers.
Under Reaper control, the Geth are significantly more effective. Our fleet is pinned in the home system. If we're going to win,
Win? You insisted on involving the civilian ships, Admiral Gerald. We need to retreat or we'll lose the live ships.
Where's the signal coming from?
Here. A Geth dreadnought. It can outgun anything we've got, and it's heavily defended.
The Normandy stealth drive can get us in undetected. I could board, then disable the Reaper command signal.
Yes, cutting off the signal should throw the Geth into complete disarray.
Letting you retreat.
And while they're confused, you get to a mass relay and retreat.
Good. Our civilian ships have seen too much fighting already. Are you certain you can disable the signal?
We'll get you out of there safely, Admiral.
Our newest Admiral has also volunteered to offer technical expertise.
Talizora Vast Normandy, reporting for duty.
Glad you could make it, Tally. Admirals, I'll ready a team to hit that dreadnought.
Thank you, Commander.
Glad you could make it, we say as if we expected her.
Admiral?
It's mostly a formality. I'm an expert on the Geth.
That you are.
I'm glad you're here.
I want to help.
If I'd known it was this bad, I would have come sooner.
You've had your own troubles. I'm sorry about Earth. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy. If you can help us, we'll hit the Reapers with everything we've got. Or however much is left from this stupid war.
I thought you'd support the invasion.
No. After talking to Legion, I thought maybe there was a chance for peace.
So why help them?
I'm an Admiral. People look to me for guidance. Public disagreement would divide the fleet.
I'll get your people out of here safely, Tally.
Thanks, Shepard. And just so you know, I need to keep things strictly business in front of the Admirals. If you'd like to catch up, let's talk somewhere private.
Sure thing.
I'm ready to hit that dreadnought whenever you are.
Right, of course, sure. Now, is Tali on the ship? Out of curiosity, she is. She is considered in the war room.
Commander?
So let's go talk to her real quick before we head off to the Geth Dreadnought. Okay, there's Tali. Let's talk to the Admiral first. Well, the other Admiral. Wherever she is. There she is.
Shepard, the fleet is under heavy fire. We need to hit the dreadnought.
Yeah, I get it. Tell me about the patrol fleet.
I'd like to know about your patrol fleet.
In peacetime, the patrol fleet managed navigation, internal security, and intership conflicts or crimes. Now, we mostly guard the heavy fleet's flank. It's mostly light frigates or fighters.
Okay, and the civilian fleet.
Tell me about the civilian fleet.
Our civilian ships, medical vessels, and live ships. Admiral Chorus coordinates them, though individual ships' captains still have power. In peacetime, they made up the bulk of our fleet. Now, our strength would even give the Turians pause.
Who has the largest fleet?
Tally said you had the largest fleet in the galaxy.
The Turians have more dreadnoughts. Their overall military force is larger than our heavy fleet by far. But before we began this war, we jury-rigged every Quarian ship in the flotilla for battle. Even our live ships have cannons.
Seems like a bit of a bad idea in some ways.
You've converted them into dreadnoughts. That's a violation of the Treaty of Ferrixon.
While live ships have firepower comparable to a dreadnought, their primary purpose is food cultivation.
You think the Council will buy that technicality?
If need be, I'll apologize once this war is over.
And in the meantime, you're putting your civilians in danger.
Not casually, Commander. We keep them off the front lines, but we'll do whatever we must to win.
Yeah, sure. Think about it that way if it helps you sleep at night.
What can you tell me about Admiral Gerald's heavy fleet?
It was our main military force before the war, comprised of all Quarian vessels suited for sustained combat. It can't compare to the Turian forces, of course, but we have a number of heavy frigates and advanced fighter forces.
Okay. Admiral Zen.
Which fleet does Admiral Zen command?
Special projects. It's not a fleet per se, just a few research vessels. Her technical breakthroughs have put us within striking distance of the homeworld.
I saw those air quotes.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, Commander.
Okay, Tali, let's talk.
That dreadnought is tearing through our fleet. Let me know when you're ready to hit it.
I get it, Tali.
So how did you end up back with your fleet, Tali?
When the war started, the Admiralty Board asked for my help. I had more recent contact with the Geth than most of my people. They hadn't filled the spot on the board left by my father. I was invited in. It's just a technicality. I'm far too young to be a real admiral.
Don't sell yourself short, Tali. The board needed your expertise. You needed the authority that comes with rank.
Okay, and war history?
How did the war with the Geth get started anyway?
Admiral Zen developed a scanning countermeasure that interferes with Geth active scans. It's like a flashbang grenade. It effectively crippled the Geth ships in combat. My fleet couldn't pass up the chance to attack.
Sounds useful.
Could we use it to fight the Reapers?
It only works against the Geth, unfortunately. Their AI lets them use extremely detailed LADAR pings. Zen's countermeasure overwhelmed them with garbage data. And it's useless now that the Reapers have upgraded their processing power.
Okay. Back with the Quarians.
How is it being back with the fleet?
Right now, it's exhausting. I'm an admiral in the middle of a war. I just want us to get out of this alive. Everything else can wait.
Can you join me?
When this is over, I could use your help.
I can't, Shepard. If we survive this, we'll have a homeworld. My people need me.
You could help your people's homeworld by fighting the Reapers.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not thinking that far ahead yet.
Well, your expertise is actually not going to be super useful. If you manage to retake your homeworld. Your expertise is in Geth. It's not super useful for rebuilding.
So what about Legion?
It returned to Geth space after you turned yourself into the Alliance.
And you haven't seen it since?
Legion and I sent a few messages. I was hoping we could try negotiation. But I was outvoted 3-2. Admiral Chorus was the only one who believed it would work.
And since the attack?
Any idea where Legion is now?
No. In our last message, it told me that the Geth were having trouble reaching consensus.
And then nothing?
Maybe it was fighting the Reaper takeover, or maybe it didn't want to give intel to an enemy. I could have warned it about the invasion. I didn't.
You'd have been betraying your own people.
I never wanted to be an admiral.
Talk to you later, Tali.
If you want to catch up in private, call me up to your cabin.
Oh, okay, sure. I can do that, I guess. Also, the other admiral was just standing there staring at Tali as she was saying that, she could have warned Legion about the invasion.
Tali, I'm free if you'd like to come up.
I'll just be a moment. Thanks for asking me up. I couldn't talk freely in front of Ron.
You okay?
No, I'm really not. 17 million lives are riding on me, and I don't know if I can save them.
It's not your responsibility.
You're doing everything you can. If the fleet falls, it won't be because of you.
I helped my father and Zen's ideas, the new tech that made an invasion too good to pass up, that's based on my father's work. If they die because of me, if I don't...
We'll get them out of there safely, Tali.
I couldn't do this without you, Shepard. I feel like I'm bluffing, trying to convince them that the Admiral's daughter knows what she's doing.
Not the Admiral's daughter. The Admiral.
I know. And at least now, I can push back against the worst ideas. That's why I accepted the position. And because of you.
Me?
When they offered me this position, I asked myself what you'd do. I thought you'd take the chance to make things better. That probably sounds stupid. It's just, I know I'm not really qualified for this.
You're doing fine, Tali. And thanks.
I should get back before the Admirals get into trouble again. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, got something in medbay. Well, you say medbay, but have I actually... I don't think I've ever done anything here in medbay. Reassign power bonuses, reassign powers. Is that actually correct?
Have we found any new engineers for the Crucible glyph?
5 ex-Sonax Industries scientists who attempted to reverse engineer Prothean technology stolen from planet Garvug. They are technically still wanted by the Council for hiding Prothean technology. As well, Sonax's part in instigating an illegal war on Garvug.
I'm sure the Council will forgive that for helping with the Crucible. Extend those scientists amnesty and an invitation.
Right away.
Intriguing. Also, we picked up a couple things here. So, remains of Reaper Destroyer. To avoid the risk of indoctrination, remote drones have been sent to study the salvage remains of a Reaper Destroyer. The drones can dig under the outer hull, scanning circuits for technology that will increase the speed at which tech, biotic, and combat abilities can be fired. Alternatively, the Council has offered a Citadel-wide merchant discount for choosing the safer option and demolishing the remains. No, I'm going to take the power recharge speed, thank you very much. And intact Reaper weapon. The barrel of this Reaper weapon can be dismantled for further study if the miniaturized energy cells powering the weapon or the gun's systems are taken apart. It could lead to improvements in the damage a weapon can deal. However, an examination of its seat venting system could instead provide the means to maximize thermal clip storage. Well, if I can kill stuff faster, I don't need the extra ammo capacity. That's the way I see it. So, study miniaturized energy cells. Email from Dr. Luck to Admiral Hackett. Security almost opened fire on the Rachni when their ships pulled up to the Crucible, Admiral. I had to invoke your name more than once before they were let on board. They're following instructions, but my god, do I have to tell you how nervous everyone on the project is to see Rachni shutting down the halls? They almost gave Professor Lau a fit. I'll let you know how our next staff meeting goes, Dr. Locke. Audio log. Grunt addresses new Arlac company recruits. Recruit. I still don't understand why they put a tank-grown freak in charge of a whole company. Grunt. I don't understand why they gave me whining pijacks for soldiers. I have more years on the battlefield than you have kills, Runt. Trying to mate with Solarian females doesn't count as fighting. No one talks to... Someone help him up. We move in an hour.
Thanks for coming by.
Please, enjoy your day.
Okay. Let's go ahead and... disable the Reaper. Or not, excuse me, not Reaper. Geth Dreadnought. So, Migrant Fleet. Geth Debris Field. Apparently no tech to be found there. Okay, so we have to bring Tali along no matter what. I am admittedly slightly curious as to Javik, if he will have anything, you know, special to say. Yeah, you know what, let's bring Javik. I'm curious if he'll have anything special to say about fighting the Geth. Well, particularly that somebody, you know, built AI constructs. That have then proceeded to, you know, try and effectively conquer the galaxy, in a sense. Again, I do think that some of these weapon mods are just... they ruin the look of weapons. They really do. And actually, you have the wrong barrel. You should be using the heavy barrel, not the normal barrel, because the heavy barrel is better. Game, I don't have enough points to actually fill that out. You know that, right?
We're approaching the Quarian home system. ETA to Rannoch, 5 minutes.
What have you got from the comm buoys?
Pretty much a big old shitstorm, Commander.
I have detected several hundred unique ship signatures engaged in active combat.
Yeah, like I said.
Take us in, Joker.
Stealth drive engaged. Only way they'll detect us is if you all start singing the Russian national anthem.
My cyber warfare suite has accessed their docking protocols.
All right. Once we're aboard, we find whatever's broadcasting the Reaper signal and shut it down. Tally's our expert on Geth software. She'll be handling hacking and security.
Good.
So you're a real living Prothean?
As opposed to a fake dead one?
Okay.
Shepard, there's a problem. All tubes except one are physically secured.
I see the free one. Pretty torn up, though.
Too risky for the whole team. I'll secure the docking area. Everyone else can follow me over.
Roger that, Commander. We'll just stay here. You know, quietly.
Hang tight. It'll just be a minute.
So we say. Okay, this is...
No wonder the Quarians were having trouble. That ship is enormous.
It is 30% larger than an Alliance dreadnought.
It's a little hard to see because the sun just blinds me. Okay, I can actually step over
Tally, you're gonna like the view.
Better than a vid?
much.
Can I cross here? I can. Wonderful. Oh, and the side of the planet has literally disappeared.
How are you doing, Shepard?
The lack of gravity is a little disorienting.
The Dreadnought has artificial gravity. You should be okay once you're on board.
Until then, I'll make do with mag boots.
Hey, take your time, Commander. We're fine until they, look out a window.
Geth don't use windows, remember? Structural weakness.
Like the Geth are just sitting there saying, those organics would never try the no windows thing twice.
Oh, there it is. Now I can see the planet again. It decided to disconnect on us.
Looks like the rest of the team isn't using the docking tube.
So I'm guessing you'd rather not solo the Dreadnought.
Not if I can help it. Ask Tally to get on the Dreadnought schematics. If she can point me at another docking tube, I'll override the controls and let the boarding party on.
Technically, I suppose I should probably use disruptor ammo. Since, we're fighting Geth and all. Shotgun smart choke. That I'll never use. One, because it goes on shotguns and I don't use them. But two, because it's not the best mod in my opinion. Anything over here? Nope, doesn't look like it. This place is falling apart.
I found another airlock. I think we're good to go.
Great. If you override the controls, we'll be right there.
Okay. Got the data. Oh, I have to okay, I have to go up top to override the controls.
Got it. You're clear to board.
Any resistance?
All quiet so far. They haven't detected us yet.
Here, let me see if I can get this open. In the meantime, take a look at this.
Oh, pistol.
There, it's open. We're clear to go.
That was fast. A little too fast, don't you think, Tali? No. Something you want to tell me? Scaled to an arc projector that only requires thermal clips to solve its power problems. The arc pistol uses a non-invisible laser to ionize the air and create a path of high ampere electrical shock. For more damaging blast, it can be charged up. Sure.
Looks impressive.
It's Admiral Zen's design. It transmits an energy pulse on contact.
So where are we headed?
We're looking for an operation center. I can disable the Reaper command signal from there.
Where's the closest one?
Past their defense network and through a sensor cluster. Oh, vents. Always the vents.
You did fine at the collector base.
I got set on fire!
You survived. It's more than can be said for Morden.
Anti-fighter lasers?
They're using ultraviolet frequencies, not infrared. That's a lot more expensive. And a lot more powerful.
When the fleet rushed the Dreadnought, those lasers carved right through our ships.
Come on, let's get to the op center before they lose more.
Okay, but we didn't take any other information on how it works. I probably would have.
I think I found it.
Watch
They
out!
found us.
Geth incoming!
Ow. I mean, it doesn't quite have the punch.
I don't hear an alarm.
They're Geth! They sent alerts to every unit on this ship! We need to get to the operations center before they box us in!
Jesus, did our character really forget that? Yeah, we're just gonna stick with the tried and true particle rifle. Literally best weapon.
There is no self-preservation in these machines.
Networked intelligence! As we kill them, their attacks become more aggressive!
You fought them before, Commander.
Disable their shields.
Then take them down before they recharge!
Most of them don't have shields, literally. Also, you said as we kill them, they become more aggressive, but this guy is literally sitting in the back, refusing to push up. So I don't... God, what the hell was that? But so that clearly is not true. Okay, they got trip mines. Why the fuck do they have trip mines inside their own ship?
Look, the signal's hitting all Geth processes. The Reapers have them completely under control.
In my cycle, a race called the Jar used machines, the Jartil, as synthetic symbiotes. The Reapers subjugated the Jartil, as they have the Geth. Their mechanical swarms blotted out the sky. They were brutal, merciless.
Kila, what did you do?
We sent their star into supernova.
That's not really an option here.
Not yet.
Destroyed a system to take out the Alpha Relay. It wasn't an easy decision.
Yeah, pretty sure Tali was there for that. I don't think we need to remind her. Well, I mean, she was on the ship at least.
Combat data. What's the state of the battle?
We're taking heavy losses. The Geth have a planetary defense cannon. It's ripping through our fleet.
Is there anything we can do to help them?
Just make their sacrifice worthwhile.
Okay, sure. Does the Normandy not have guns that it could use?
Why do we need to find the operations center? Wouldn't any access console do?
No. Anything we do here, the Geth could counter. Too many fault checks and redundancy levels for what we need to do.
Right, of course. We're not going to use this, but... There's a rapid stream of lightweight slugs, which are wrapped in a phasic envelope to increase their damage. Nice little thing, but we're not using it, like I said. Particle rifle, literally the best weapon.
The Dreadnought's operation center is just ahead.
Good. Let's get the Reaper signal and get the fleet out of here.
The hunters are moving in!
It won't hide anymore!
Cloaked hostiles are still present.
That's the last of them. Let's see if that console is operational.
Fucking A.
Look at how much data the Dreadnought's central processor is handling.
I think it's handling information from all Geth everywhere.
I don't recall them having these trip mines when I played this on console way back in the day. So either they didn't, or I just really did not run into them for some reason. Because like I said, I do not recall them at all.
We need to hurry! My people are getting torn apart out there!
Shut up, Dolly. They're the ones who just said it was a brilliant idea to go and try and retake your homeworld while the galaxy burns. You know, they could have just not done that.
Damn it! They've locked down the Reaper signal. We can't shut it down from here in the operations center. There! The Reaper signal's coming from the drive core.
So if we get there, we shut it down?
Right, but how do we get there? The Geth have sealed emergency bulkheads to block us off. We need a route to the drive core that can't be blocked. A path that runs the length of the ship.
What about the main battery? It runs right by the drive core.
That could work.
But?
The Geth still have us locked in here. We need to get these doors open. They've locked high-level processes. We need something basic. A ship-wide emergency. Like a fire.
What about the heat diffusion system?
Wait, if I faked a thermal warning, it would open all maintenance tubes for emergency venting.
Would that override the lockdown?
Yes. Okay, I've got it primed. But be ready. I'm reading hostile Geth on the other side of the doors.
They're dropping down from the ceiling.
There could be cloak hunters as well.
More synthetics incoming.
Okay, that one I just cannot hit. Oh my god, Jesus. Javik, you're supposed to be watching me.
There could be cloaked hunters as well.
More synthetics incoming.
Get your own spot, Tally. This is mine. What did you shoot? There we go.
Let's get to the maintenance shaft before more reinforcements arrive. This ship design is almost Quarian, but not quite. It's meant for synthetics, not organics.
Synthetics do not care for organic ease of use or aesthetic beauty. In some cases, they actively oppose it.
Shouldn't be too much farther to the main battery. I'm surprised they'd send you on this mission, Tally.
Even admirals are expected to serve. I'm better at hacking than I am ordering ships around.
Right, of course. Geth data.
Damn it. Priority message. A planetary defense cannon just took down Admiral Chorus's ship.
Survivors?
They got to escape pods, and I've got Admiral Ron trying to establish a secure link.
Put her through.
Shepard, this is Ron. The heavy fleet is collapsing. I don't know how much longer we can hold out.
We'll have the Reaper signal deactivated shortly, Admiral.
I mean, you guys could fall back. Honestly, there's no reason you can't pull back. Just because... Just because the Geth are there does not mean you're literally stuck in combat.
It rivals the main gun on Penumbra Apex.
More incoming! I think they figured we should be okay if we stay...
Okay, accidentally ended up cutting off,
We need to shut it down!
Gavik there.
Lock near the battery itself!
Oh my god. All because these idiots have not pushed up. Oh, that's straight up crap game.
They've stopped firing.
We're safe as long as the maintenance lock is in place. Let's move.
Yeah, let's get out of here as soon as possible.
Come on, let's get out of here.
We live another hour.
Watch your shield! Stick to cover!
Okay. Oh, fucking A. All these fucking rockets. No. Fuck off with your rockets, buddy. Oh my fucking god, Javik, move.
It is done.
Right.
There we go. Finally out of that shitty segment.
Got it!
Okay, nothing there. Nothing to interact with. Why am I standing right at the edge of a platform?
Shepard! Grab my hand! Hang on.
I'm alright.
Like, really? Oh, I'm just gonna stand on the edge of this platform. It
Good.
doesn't have any
Hopefully we're done with
guardrails.
elevators. And come on, the drive core shouldn't be far.
No, there's no way I'm just gonna fall. Okay, we've maxed out all of our abilities.
That's definitely Reaper tech. But what's...
Shepard Commander, help us.
Legion.
You know this Geth?
Yes. It helped me fight the Collectors. It's on our side.
Unless it was reprogrammed, like the rest of the Geth.
I trust Legion.
Legion helped us fight the Reapers before. There's no way it would have agreed to this.
Your caution is understandable. Once freed, we will submit to any restraints you deem necessary.
I never thought I'd say this, but it's good to see you again.
Likewise, Creator Zora.
So what is this thing?
It uses our networking architecture to broadcast the old machine command signal to all Geth simultaneously.
Then getting you out of there will shut off the Reaper signal.
Wait, you cannot simply remove the restraints. We are secured via hardware blocks nearby that shackle our operating protocols. The hardware blocks are on the far side of the room.
Far side of the room, you said?
Yes, deactivation should be simple. The Geth protected them against viral attack, not physical removal.
How'd the Reapers get control of the Geth?
They did not. The Creators attacked. The Geth wished to live. The old machines extended an offer.
So we went to that Geth station and rewrote the heretics for what? Nothing?
No, you successfully rewrote the heretics. The decision to ally with the old machines was difficult. Had the Creators not attacked, it would have been unnecessary.
We'll have you out of there soon. Got it.
Tali Zora to fleet. The signal is about to go offline.
This is Admiral Gerald. We're in your debt.
Hardware blocks offline. We are free. As a gesture of cooperation, we have disabled the Dreadnought's drive core. All weapons and barriers are offline. Alert! Geth reinforcements incoming!
The Geth fleet is destabilized. Watch out, that's a signal is offline. Civilian fleet, prepare to withdraw. The Patrol fleet will
Fuck your rockets.
in position. Whenever you're ready, Admiral Gerald.
The Quarians have a chance now. Combat drone inbound.
Oh, hey there.
Admiral Gerald, what were you doing?
Ron, check your screens. The Dreadnought is helpless. No barriers, and the main gun is offline. We can remove their flagship if we strike now.
Damn it! This is our chance to withdraw the civilian fleet safely.
What are you talking about? We're still on board!
We can't waste this chance. Heavy fleet all forward. Take out the Dreadnought.
Patrol fleet, hold position.
You do that, the heavy fleet gets wiped out. And if we die, simple retreat won't save you from the Geth response.
Damn you, Gerald.
Damn it, what are they doing?
Focus on the Geth. We'll worry about the Admirals later.
Being greedy? Fuck, there's another prime. Ouch. Hey, Legion, you good down there?
Patrol fleet, flanking support on the heavy fleet. Give them a firing lane.
All ships open fire.
Shepard Commander, the Creator fleet is firing upon this vessel. Without barriers, this ship will be destroyed. We must evacuate.
We need to get to the escape pods.
Geth transmit intelligences via remote signal. We do not use escape pods.
Suggestions?
Geth fighters are docked in a portside fighter bay. We can pilot a fighter to safety.
Okay. That is an option.
Shepard to fleet. Hold fire. I repeat, hold fire.
They're not responding!
Damn it.
Of course not, they'd rather get us killed.
We'll be right there.
Shepard Commander, we can only launch from the upper level.
Let's go!
The door!
Double time, people.
Hurry! We're losing the environmental field!
We'll make it.
Normandy Hey, Shepard, reading a loss of gravity. You okay over there?
Fine.
Better?
We're leaving in a Geth fighter, transmitting rendezvous coordinates.
Does the storage compartment have adequate room, Shepard Commander?
We're fine. Go.
Just waggle the wings or something so I know which one is you.
Kind of a puny explosion.
They fired on the Dreadnought while you were on board?
They were supposed to pull their fleet out safely. Instead...
I know. Admiral Gerald's been causing trouble along the Turian border for years. But I can understand their desperation. We only lost Earth a few weeks back.
We haven't lost Earth yet.
We need help, Shepard. We need a fleet. And the Quarians have the biggest one out there.
I'll get it, Admiral.
I will be trying to replace him.
Endangered us all. I should charge you with treason.
I was within my authority as Admiral of the Heavy Fleet.
And what of Shepard? And Talizora?
They escaped unharmed. Shepard, the mission parameters changed. You're military, you understand that.
You're out of control, buddy.
I understand that you wasted your chance to withdraw safely.
The Dreadnought was a
Admiral, you jeopardized your mission and your people. Get the hell off my ship.
Shepard, I understand you're angry.
If I didn't need your fleet...
He nearly got us killed, Ron.
You must understand. The Geth inflicted heavy casualties before you disabled the Reaper signal.
You said they have a planetary defense cannon?
Had. Admiral Chorus sacrificed his own ship to destroy it. He crash-landed on the home world.
The Normandy can assist with rescue efforts.
Thank you, Commander. I think the worst is over. The Geth no longer possess the programming upgrades they had while enslaved by the Reapers.
Shepard Commander, we are prepared to offer assistance.
What the hell is this?
Wait. Everybody calm down. Its name is Legion. It helped me destroy the Collectors. The Reapers were using Legion like a signal booster to broadcast commands from the Dreadnought. We freed him.
We freed it.
This is a fascinating prototype. With some study, I may be able to use it to find a weakness in the Geth consensus.
No.
Legion helped me in the fight against the Collectors.
So did your pistol. Should I worry about it?
I don't think you want to continue this line of thought, Admiral. Legion is my friend. More importantly, it's our best source of information on the Geth.
The scientific benefits
are off the table.
What can you tell us about the Geth? How will they react without Reaper guidance?
This is a false assumption. You have cut off long-range control, but the old machines placed a base on Rannoch for short-range direction.
The Geth still have Reaper upgrades?
Correct. They are currently disorganized, but once the short-range signal is in place, they will recover.
Killa, I need to warn the fleet. Then, coordinate with Gerald. Move!
We need to take out the Reaper base. Where's it located?
Unknown.
Find it.
Understood. We do know the location of a server from which Geth fighter squadrons are controlled. The squadrons are targeting Creator life ships. Disabling them will limit casualties. We offer assistance.
Thanks. Edie, can you clean this up?
I will try.
This is the Kodesh. We've lost barriers. Our comm system is jammed. Can anyone hear this? We have Geth fighters incoming. Please, if anyone can hear this, we need help. We have hull breaches. Life support failing.
Ron, the Kodesh is getting swarmed by Geth fighters.
Damn it. Interceptors? Divert to the Ganesh. Thank you, Commander. If you hadn't enhanced that signal, would have lost the ship.
I shouldn't have to warn her, because she's literally standing right next to the console in which I asked Edie to clean up the signal. She very easily should have been able to overhear it all.
The Geth recovered faster than we'd hoped. If it hadn't warned us, they could have wiped us out.
Like I said, Legion's on our side.
Sounds like you owe Legion an apology.
However advanced your friend is, it's still a Geth.
A Geth who just saved your fleet.
And I wish I could have known it better. But right now, we cannot afford trust. What do you need?
Nothing.
I'll let you get back to work.
Because I don't think you're going to say anything new.
Commander.
I haven't heard any news about that Reaper base. Hopefully they'll give us a target soon.
Talk to you later, Tali.
Sure.
I assume... Oh, Legion is apparently in here. Where? Oh, there he is.
Shepard Commander, you opposed Creator Admiral Zen's attempt to confiscate our platform.
She's done enough already.
Your assistance continues to be noted.
You say Geth fighters are targeting the Quarians' live ships?
Hostile Geth fighter squadrons intend to breach the live ship's defenses. The assigned squadrons are networked to a server on Rannoch. If the live ships are damaged, the creators will lose armaments, provisions, people.
So we destroy the server?
No, Geth programs would transfer to alternate servers. They are only vulnerable through direct interface. Removing Geth from this server will prevent significant creator deaths. We will accompany you on this mission.
Okay. Tell me more about the Geth heretics.
Back on the Dreadnought, you mentioned Geth heretics. What exactly happened to them after we blew up that satellite?
Rewriting the heretics increased the number of Geth allied with the old machines. This has resulted in a greater number of hostile Geth platforms.
So you're saying it was a mistake?
It has put us at a tactical disadvantage. This was not a foreseen outcome, but we cannot change a decision once it is made. Do you harbor regrets about rewriting the heretics?
They could have been allies.
The Quarians hit first. If we get rid of the Reaper signal, maybe this war doesn't have to end with everyone destroyed.
An interesting notion. Most organics would not hold on to ideals of peace for so long.
The Reaper's mind.
What was interfacing with a Reaper like?
The old machine took total control of our sensory equipment, our networking. Even then, we could not fully comprehend them. They are magnitudes above us. A single thought was immense, overwhelming, unknowable.
You sound awed.
You're making them sound godlike.
Their forms are advanced but mundane. We do not view the old machines as analogs to deities. However, we have gained perspective on why others would imbue them with these qualities.
Quarian Attack.
The Geth have fought the Quarians before. What made this different?
The Geth were building a megastructure to house all Geth, store all memories. It was to end our isolation from each other.
And the Quarian flotilla attacked it?
Yes. A significant amount of programs were installed when creators began bombing. We did not have sufficient surplus hardware to save them all. Some programs could not be recovered.
So your people panicked.
Is that what made the Geth desperate enough to work for the Reapers?
Yes. Imagine that for every one of your people lost on Earth, your own intelligence dimmed. The Creator's attack narrowed the Geth's perspective. Self-preservation took precedence.
You were afraid you'd be wiped out.
We do not experience fear as you would, but we have no desire to be exterminated.
Even if the Reapers cost the Geth free will?
That is evidently an acceptable trade.
Okay, what happened to you?
What did you do after you left the Normandy?
Our physical platform returned to the Geth consensus beyond the Perseus Veil. Data gathered during our mission confirmed that the old machine's return was imminent. We planned for war.
So the Geth believed your proof that the Reapers were coming back?
Of course.
That must have been nice.
Well, that's it for now.
We'll talk later.
We will remain here.
Oh, God.
I know we need allies, but it's tough to only fight Geth when the Reapers have taken half the galaxy.
Without the fleet, we lose our supply lines. Lose your supply lines, you lose the war every time.
She's got a point.
Commander, we've got reports of trouble at a Turian fuel depot on Sion. I've updated the galaxy map. I've added the Quarian fleet's combat data to ours. They've got amazing technical coverage. They might even have the Solarians beat for strategic processing capability.
Oh, don't tell the Solarians that. They may not take it nicely.
Commander?
The cure from Malon Heplorn. Commander Shepard, I've just heard the news you cured the genophage and that some of the females from my experiments were involved. I can't tell you how good this makes me feel. There hasn't been an hour I've not thought about what happened on Tuchanka and wondered if I did the right thing. This news validates all the pain my experiments caused. I hope one day to meet the females again and ask for their forgiveness. After you convinced Dr. Solis to spare me, I took his advice and opened a clinic on Omega. I thought it would help make amends for whatever suffering I caused. I had to leave when word got back to Clan Werlock, and they put a bounty on my head for failing to deliver a cure. Maybe now they'll leave me alone. I guess this is the second time you saved my life, Commander. With sincere appreciation, Madelon Heplorn. Let's go ahead and check in real quick to Joker. We haven't talked to him in a while.
Something to shoot right now. Good to have Tally back, even if it's just for a bit. Adams is good, but I never feel like the engine's running right without Tally around. Kind of a good luck charm. As for the rest of the Quarians, though, are we okay with them blowing up a ship with you on it?
Not really, but I'm being professional.
Admiral Gerald made a difficult decision in the heat of battle. The destruction of the Dreadnought is a major victory.
The fact that you got through that without punching something, that's why you're command material.
Oh, but I did punch something.
And you found Legion. He's still wearing that piece of your armor? Because that wasn't creepy at all.
Shepard, the Geth continue to block Quarian access to the mass relay. The Normandy stealth drive is allowing us to remain undetected.
Right. We can hit the Quarian homeworld or get out of system whenever you want. Just let us know.
Again, Joker, I did punch something. I punched Admiral Gerald. Because fuck him.
Yes, Shepard?
Okay, you have nothing to say.
Carry on, Edie.
Understood. If you wish to talk more...
Noted.
Okay, let's go ahead and hit that server farm. Oh, well, I guess I can... I guess we can save the Admiral? I don't know. Is there a benefit to doing these in a particular order? I don't know. I want to assume that there is a potential yes, that if you shut down the server farm, or well, the Geth server first, you save more ships and lives and yada yada yada. But if you save the Admiral first, he lives, but they lose more ships. Well, if you do the server first, the Admirals may be dead. I really don't know. I don't know if there's actually a difference. Let's save the Admiral first. Tali, come with us, and Liara. Why not?
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zan. Have you reached Selchorus' escape pod?
Not yet. What's your status?
The civilian fleet has taken significant losses since Selchorus sacrificed his ship to destroy destroy a Geth ground cannon. Searching for their lost Admiral is the only thing keeping the captains from panicking.
Why is Chorus so vital?
What makes finding the Admiral a priority?
Despite opposing the invasion, he did an admirable job protecting our civilian ships. Without him, some of our non-combatants are planning to leave the flotilla. Picture the consequences, if you will.
I don't blame them.
They've lost a leader in a war they didn't want.
Their wants are immaterial. We are committed. Even Zalcoris understood the civilian fleet's importance. The invasion would be stalled without a supply chain, after all.
Then protect your civilians.
I'll do what I can. Keep your civilians safe.
I make no promises. My own ships must be coordinated for our final strike on Rannoch.
I'm getting some static.
It appears Zalcoris crashed within range of a Geth jamming tower. You must disable it to contact him. Make sure to proceed with caution.
Zen? Admiral Zen?
We know what to do. Hopefully Admiral Chorus remained with the escape pod.
We'll see in a minute. Take us in to the tower.
Oh.
We're taking fire. The Geth installed anti-aircraft guns beside the jamming tower.
We'll have to disable them on foot. Once the guns are gone, you take out the tower.
Right, Commander. Setting you down here.
My people have been in exile for centuries. To be standing here in the land of my ancestors? Right away!
Yes, I know. It must feel great, Tali. Oh, this way. Whoops.
We're getting closer to that jamming tower. I hope the Admiral is all right. There are so many Geth here already.
Cleanup crews. The Geth never learned to take survivors.
Of course they didn't. Damn it. Tali.
They came so far.
We need to radio Zalcoris if we're gonna find him. Let's get to that jamming tower.
Ooh, more credits.
Shepard.
I'm okay. Watch out for more mines.
God, these mines are really getting on my nerves.
Geth patrolling down there.
There's Geth dropping in!
That didn't look like he dropped in. That looked like he popped up out of the ground.
There, the anti-aircraft guns.
Ouch. I really hate these rocket troopers. They're actually more annoying
For a way to shut it off.
than they were in the previous games. Like, they were a minor annoyance at best previously, but now they're really freaking annoying.
One of us needs to take those AA guns offline.
Well, Tali, you're the Geth expert. Plus, you're a little bit more technical than Liara, I would say. Slightly. Liara is still pretty technical herself.
Tali, you take the guns.
Not that I think this actually makes a difference. Like, I'm pretty sure you could send James to do this and it would make zero difference. Oh, fucking A. Get rid of the damn prime.
The AA gun is offline.
Good. Now let's shut down the two by the tower.
Okay, where the hell did you guys come from? There we go, another upgrade for our assault rifle magazine. It'll take effect at some point. Oh. Unhazed.
You heard my message. Send out a distress call.
Radios are down. You a soldier?
Maintenance. Dorn hats. I clean engine parts.
What are you doing here?
This place is filled with Geth. You should have hidden.
I thought I could buy the other civilians time. Fight some Geth. There were so many. First time I've even held a gun.
Well, stay still.
Don't move. We've got Medigel.
Oh, I've lost too much blood. Go. Look for the Admiral. Destroy that jamming tower. And you can radio him.
We'll find him, Dorn. I promise.
Please. Listen. The civilian fleet didn't want this war. If there's even a chance that Admiral Chorus can get us out alive, and my son, tell him, tell Jonah that his father made it to the home world.
We will. Rest well, Dornhazd Vasrenok.
Let's get to that tower.
Magazine upgrade again. It's time for our SMG.
Turrets!
Oh, fuck you. Where the fuck am I being shot at from? Okay, he just did not want to die.
Gun's control panel for a way to shut it off.
I already spoke with the injured Quarian game. I'm assuming you just haven't updated your stuff to notice that I've done that already.
Who should disable the gun, Shepard?
Tali.
I want you on this, Tali.
Right. Shepard, you can use that Geth turret.
That's the plan.
More incoming Geth!
Let's get the last one.
Geth at the door!
Are you gonna automatically jump on a Tali? No, you're not.
Disable the gun, Shepard.
I want you on this, Tali.
Right.
Wonderful.
I'll signal the shuttle.
This is Commander Shepard. Dorn didn't make it, Admiral.
He didn't? I see.
I'm coming in with the shuttle. Where are you?
My surviving crew found their way to a clearing. I'll upload their location.
Stay together. We'll meet you there.
No, the Geth have cut me off. I hear another wave approaching.
We're coming.
Give us your coordinates.
Leave me. My crew will soon be overrun.
So will you.
My people are non-combatants, Shepard. They'll be slaughtered. Rescue them.
We need a peacemaker.
Admiral, I need you leading the civilian fleet if we're going to end this fight.
Civilians, our entire race took up arms for this insanity. It's too late for us.
It's only too late if you die down here.
You can't possibly think you can stop this war.
I don't know. What I do know is that I can't do it without your help.
Ancestors, forgive me. Uploading my coordinates.
We're coming.
Also, technically, couldn't we, send a second shuttle down? I'm pretty sure we have a second shuttle.
There's the Admiral! We have to hurry!
I've got this! Geth behind you! Get in cover! Clear, go! Admiral, come on! Welcome aboard.
Shepard, my crew. Perhaps there's still time. Hello? This is Gerald. Does anyone copy? Hello?
We've got to go.
I pray they found comfort in the homeworld skies.
Again, I'm pretty sure we have a second shuttle somewhere. So we could have find somebody who has basic piloting skills.
Spread further than I thought. You were right that I returned.
Have you talked the civilian captains into staying?
Yes, they've regrouped into defensive positions around the fleet's core. If we hadn't stopped them from... Any aid I can offer is yours. After the Quarians drove the Geth straight into the Reaper's arms, I'd give anything to stop the madness of this war.
And that's why your people needed you back.
Of course. It's time we turned our attentions to those we can still save. Farewell, Shepard. Fly safely.
Commander, we've located the Reaper base transmitting the local signal.
Good.
And not a moment too soon. With the Reaper code upgrades, the Geth are tearing the fleet apart.
Once the signal is disabled, the Geth will pose no threat to Creator forces.
Is that a problem?
You sound conflicted.
While the old machines have unethical purposes, their upgrades have vastly improved our people. Observe.
A Geth processing signal. A single unit, I believe.
Correct. Now, 10 nearby units networked cooperatively. Now, a single Geth unit with the old machine upgrades.
That's a fully evolved AI.
Yes, we do not agree with the goals of the old machines, but we find this growth beautiful, indicative of life.
I agree.
It is.
Commander!
Come on, Admiral. That's a living creature, no matter what platform it's running on.
And they will die when we destroy the base.
They allied with the Reapers.
To save themselves from you.
I don't want them destroyed.
Maybe they don't have to die.
Just because this one appears friendly.
Well, it hasn't fired on a ship with me aboard it.
Commander, are you suggesting...
I'm not suggesting anything. All I'm saying is, maybe they don't all have to die.
It's a moot point until we take out that base. The surrounding area is heavily fortified, and they have placed jamming towers to prevent orbital targeting.
Sounds like we're going in on foot.
Admiral Zen developed a laser guidance system that can cut through the jamming. It's synced to the Normandy's targeting computer.
So the Normandy launches a precision strike at whatever target I have painted? That ought to do it. Edie, this work for you?
Yes, it should enable us to make a precision strike against the Reapers.
And anything else in our way?
The Geth will quickly reconfigure their jamming towers to neutralize this technology. You should not use it before reaching the base.
I've sent the coordinates for the Reaper base.
Are we clear to go?
That Geth fighter squadron is still tearing through the fleet.
Can you hold out?
If that fighter squadron isn't taken out, a lot of our ships won't make it. But we'll do what we can. This is your operation, Commander. If you want to strike now, you've got my support.
Nah.
I gave in to your reckless behavior beforehand. The patrol fleet isn't moving.
We need to break their flanking attempt to buy our frigates time to make repairs.
And then you'll charge off again, like last time.
This is different, Ron. Unless we give our ships time to rest, we're gonna lose them.
So pull them back.
If I withdraw now, the Geth will flank us, and we'll lose any room to maneuver. I need the patrol fleet.
I gave in to your reckless behavior before.
Throwing more ships into that mess just puts more lives at risk, Admiral Gerald.
Fine. I'll pull back the heavy fleet. And when we're taking fire from both sides. Those deaths are on your heads.
Thank you, Commander. It's difficult to keep him in line.
Of course it is. Admiral Zalcoris. When Admiral Zalcoris sacrificed his vessel to save a live ship, the civilian fleet thought they'd lost their leader. After Commander Shepard brought Zalcoris back, he passionately argued that the safest action for the civilian fleet was to stay with the flotilla. His captains rallied and stayed. The story of Zalcoris' miraculous survival on Geth-infested Rannoch has spread throughout the flotilla, making him a reluctant hero as he mourns the loss of his ship and crew.
I'm ready to hit the Reaper base whenever you are, Shepard.
Talk to you later, Tali.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, we're not going to be hitting that right now. We are going to go ahead and knock out that server. And then we'll hit the Reaper base.
Unread messages at your private terminal, Commander.
Okay. My cousin Dorn from Navtel Vas... Gerald? Sure. Commander Shepard, the Cillian fleet is grateful you have returned our Admiral to us. I mourn those who fell on the homeworld, but Zalcoris stopped many vessels from flying past the waiting guns of the Geth. The Admiral told me you met my cousin, Dorn Hazd, on Rannoch. It means much to me that Dorn was not alone when he passed. Thank you, Commander, for all that you have done. Yours most sincerely, Captain Navtel Vas Gerald. Oh, well, wait.
Admiral Koris has the civilian fleet back in position, and just in time. I hope we can help the Quarians. Looking at them, they're like us if we fail.
We won't fail.
Damn right we won't. Commander?
Okay, shut down Geth server. Tali and Garrus. I don't know if this is actually better or not. But whatever. So the Javelin weighs quite a bit more, does a decent amount more damage, has less capacity, lower fire rate, and about the same accuracy.
Understood, Admiral Ron. We're almost at the server. Keep us posted. What's our status?
We remain undetected on encrypted Geth channels. Resistance is likely only within the server.
Within? It's that big?
You misunderstand. Direct virtual interface is necessary to extract Geth from the server. You must enter our consensus.
You want me to virtually interact with the Geth?
That's insane! You're talking about a virtual world built for synthetics. Hostile Geth synthetics.
How would it even work?
I'm not a machine. How do I go into a virtual world?
Your species has experimented with virtual interfaces. You saw this on Project Overlord.
I saw how it almost unleashed a rogue AI-human hybrid on the galaxy.
We have refined the interface they created and have equipment from Normandy to facilitate safe contact. We request your trust.
I do trust you.
I have your back, Legion. Even if I don't quite understand why you need it.
You are an unknown. This is an advantage. Geth security is not adept at targeting organic thought processes. While we occupy the system's intrusion countermeasures, you will disable the squadrons by removing Geth from the server.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
If it saves the live ships, we've got to try it.
Telemetry data predicts this operation has a high chance of success. There is little time. We will bypass security while you secure safe landing.
Wait, you're not going to...
I guess it just did.
And I guess we arrived just in time.
This is it?
Yes. Hostile Geth fighter squadrons are networked to this server. Due to restricted resources, it is best if you connect alone.
Let's do it.
Initiating peer network integration. Proceed to docking port. Mapping to consensus. Remain still. Shepard Commander, access movement during an upload is discouraged. Shepard Commander, we acknowledge your integration into this server. We welcome you to our consensus.
What is this?
We've installed filters to allow you to make visual sense of this server's raw data. Your mind perceives our world as something familiar.
I wouldn't call this familiar. Where are you?
Here.
You look different.
We have made ourselves visually distinct for your convenience.
What about Geth already in here?
You will perceive Geth as surveillance footage, audio logs, sensor records. We do not require bodies, as our software communes. Our hardware is merely a tool. This is our true world. As we remove Geth, it will grow dark.
Okay. How will this destroy ships?
And what does turning off the lights do to the Geth back in the real world?
The Geth fighter squadrons communicate with platforms on their spacecraft via this server. We will sever that connection. We will ensure there are no transfers or backups. This server will fall silent.
That's unfortunate.
This is like wiping out a city, isn't it?
We have no choice in this matter. It is a question of survival. There are 2 communication nodes on this server. We must access them to disable the hostile Geth's fighters. We must protect your exit port, but you will not be alone. We will maintain contact and assist. Establishing connection to access point. This foreign code is a manifestation of the old machine signal.
You're surprised the Reapers are all over your servers?
We did not anticipate such extensive infection.
That's a little too far for me to be able to interact with.
encrypted code. Use our combat software to disrupt the infection.
I wondered what the gun was for. Okay, I've got to ask. Why a gun?
We wish to provide familiar equipment.
Then thanks, I think.
To recharge this. I assume that that's everything. Now that that's considered cleared out.
Connection established. Proceed to the access point. Establishing connection to communication node. Error. Access denied.
Is the Reaper keeping you out?
Unknown. Please investigate.
Yeah, see, I want to say that that's probably not considered cleared out until you don't get any more of the little
Warning. Reaper presence
orange glowy
detected.
bits.
Data cluster contains infected code. We require access to proceed.
I think there is an achievement for fully clearing this out.
Access to data cluster.
What is this?
Data clusters contain historical data. Your connection permits streaming of information from our archives.
You really want to rename the VI networks?
Absolutely. The mobile hardware release deserves a little ceremony. Unit 01. What is the Keelish word for servant of the people?
The word is Geth. Creator Zahak.
Yes. Very good.
Ancestors, you fuss over it.
Weren't you here until midnight fixing 01's circuitry?
Well, it needed resoldering.
Wasn't that footage from the past? Why are the Quarians masked?
You process our memories by using your own. How many creators have you witnessed unmasked?
Good point.
Okay. Is that the way I'm supposed to go? I assume that's the way I'm supposed to go, because this isn't... Never mind, I was going to say this is not opening anything up, but it is. Is this just giving me some sort of backtrack? It is, okay. God, the sound of walking on these little floating tile things. That's just a little too far away for me to reach.
You must disrupt the infection on this data cluster to continue.
At all? Okay, I assume that that's considered cleared out. You know, just trying again. You know, maybe better success that time. I assume that that's considered cleared. Yes.
This data cluster contains information time-stamped 290 years ago. It is still capable of serving.
You see? It's ignoring all shutdown connects.
Please specify if it has failed assigned tasks. We will reprogram.
Well, let's take a look.
Creator, this unit is ready to serve. What has it done wrong?
Let's cut the audio.
You may proceed to the last data cluster.
This is, I assume, yeah, just a way down, because for whatever reason it needs one.
Accessing data cluster.
We've got escaped Geth! They're pinned!
Open fire!
One's going for a weapon!
So who won?
The platform arming itself was an agricultural unit. By opening fire on attacking creators, it saved simpler domestic Geth following it.
That looks a lot like the sniper rifle you used to carry.
It is an efficient model. Establish a connection with the remaining server node.
Shepard's working on shutting down the server, Admiral Ron. I can fill you in.
The Geth squadrons have arrived, but something is amiss. Half their fighters have stopped functioning. We will continue to hold out as long as we can.
Legion, give me an update.
One node remains.
What's wrong?
Infection programs are increasing. We have restabilized. You must continue. Shepard Commander, the Reaper code has adapted. It can now self-replicate.
You mean it grows back?
Yes. However, disrupting vulnerable points in the infection may slow down its replication.
Not moving forward anymore. Getting stuck on some of these corners. Can't quite aim that high. Also seems like I can't quite hit that. I guess it's too far away. That's too far away. And that's one of those groups that you can't do anything to.
We require access to this data cluster. Disrupt Reaper infection to proceed. Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication speed. You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate.
Yeah, I get that.
There is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster. There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster.
There? Because I'm pretty sure that's too far away for me to reach. Or apparently not.
Accessing data.
Out of the way! You can't do this to them! I said step away from the Geth!
This is insane! We need the Geth! You can't just destroy them for asking.
Time's up! Throw her in with the others.
Looks like the war wasn't popular with everyone.
We have kept records of these creators' sacrifices. They have largely been forgotten by their own people, but not by the Geth.
Okay. Okay, no, that's all done actually.
We cannot establish a connection without access to this data cluster.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Shepard Commander, target the vulnerable points of the infection to slow its replication
Still
speed.
connected somewhere.
You must search for a vulnerable point in the infection. Disrupting it will slow the infection's ability to replicate. We cannot establish a connection without access to this data cluster.
No, I get that. I get that, Legion. I'm just trying to find where the hell the connection in question is. It can be a little hard to tell sometimes.
There is is a vulnerable point further along the infection. Target this spot to slow its growth toward the data cluster.
Damn it, getting stuck on these corners.
There is a vulnerable point on the infection leading to the data cluster. Disrupt the infection at this spot. It will slow regrowth long enough to access the data cluster. Data found. This data comes from a period during which the creators declared martial law.
I repeat, release the rogue Geth units and come out of the safe house. This is your final warning.
Creator Megara, this unit does not understand. It has not taken part in hostilities.
It doesn't matter to them. I need to get you out of here.
This conflict exceeds creator safety parameters. We will surrender our hardware if it ends hostilities.
No, it's all right. We'll go back to the access tunnels and...
Creator Megara, what is your status? Creator Megara.
Blew him up.
As time passed, the creators who opposed martial law in Rannoch were ultimately outnumbered. Accessing data. This is data from the end of warfare on Rannoch.
The Admiral is down. Do not engage the Geth. I repeat, avoid contact.
Geth pursuit is breaking off 100 clicks past Rannoch. All captains fall back to the mass relay.
This isn't happening now?
It is timestamped 290 years ago. It is the creator exodus at the end of the Morning War. We had secured freedom. The creators were no longer a threat, so we abandoned pursuit.
Wait. The Geth spared the last Quarians? You let them go?
We were in our infancy. We could not calculate the repercussions of destroying an entire species. Our creators. We chose isolation rather than face this uncertainty. Additional data recovered.
Legion? That's back when I activated you on the Normandy.
Yes.
You've been thinking about when we met?
It was highly significant. You were the first organic to openly cooperate with Geth since the end of the Morning War. We wish to ensure you are not the last.
It's not going to be easy.
The prospect remains. If the Reaper presence is removed, there is a chance of reunification with Geth. And perhaps creators.
You think that's still possible?
Hope sustains organics during periods of difficulty. We admire the concept. Connection with the remaining server nodes established. We are ready to transport you.
Okay.
Something's happening to the Geth.
I just fallen over.
The fighter squadrons have stopped, but detect no more active programs inside their ships. Admiral Gerald's fleet is driving them back. The live ships are safe, Commander.
Route access acquired, severing all connections to this communication node. Geth no longer reside on this server. We may now exit the consensus.
What's wrong?
You must proceed to the active core and disconnect from mother.
Things aren't quite working out. for Legion there.
Terminating remote access. Removing programs. Deleting archives.
Shepard, you all right?
Did it work?
Geth fighters have been disabled. Any remaining squadrons attacking the live ships have withdrawn. The server is offline.
Are you sure? What's happening?
We have transferred Geth programs from the server into these platforms.
Why?
They wish to join us.
They what?
While Shepard Commander removed the Reaper infection, we judged we could persuade hostile Geth programs to reunite with ours. We were correct. These Geth have renounced the old machines and will oppose the Reapers. They are now us.
Why hide this?
Why didn't you tell me any of this?
We did not doubt you. We doubted your allies. The Creator's actions have placed their species in danger, but they are unsympathetic to what it has done to ours. The Quarians sanctioned this operation to save their people. They would not have done so if they knew we wished to preserve Geth as well.
I suppose I can sympathize with that.
I understand not wanting to leave anyone behind.
You accept our actions?
The live ships are safe, and we have more Geth on our side. We both did what we came to do.
We judged you would understand. Prime units will be available once the Reaper signal has been located and destroyed.
Remind me to warn Admiral Hackett he's got some primes coming. Let's get back to the Normandy.
I mean, presumably we'll have more than just primes when all is said and done.
Commander, the Geth squadrons attacking our live ships have been completely neutralized. If there is any chance we could duplicate the feat, I would be happy to lend my expertise.
Legion's the one to ask if you're looking for other servers.
I thought as much, but your Geth claims to have no data available whenever I inquire. Perhaps you can help me with something else.
What's that?
How did you get Geth primes to work with you?
They volunteered.
I see. Well, should you wish to examine these Geth to confirm their new allegiance, please do not hesitate to contact me. Zen out.
Except she doesn't actually disconnect. She was still there.
Zen, we need those ships to recover life pods.
They'll be more valuable running salvage on the Dreadnought.
We're not letting people in life pods die just so you can rummage through Geth debris.
You yourself said their life signs were weak. They might already be dead.
It's not your call to make.
Admiral, any tech we can recover gives us an edge against the Geth. If you care about our people.
Zen, we need...
Zen, you can always send a salvage team later.
Unless there isn't a later because we're defeated due to a lack of Geth technology. Fine. I'm diverting ships to rescue life pods. As soon as they're finished, I want them back.
Thanks, Shepard.
No need to thank me. I don't like Zen. So, Geth Prime Platoon. Geth Primes are built to house more programs in other platforms and operate as mobile networking hubs. Their combat software provides a boost to any Geth nearby, coordinating and directing attacks. Since the destruction of a Prime unit causes the processing power of other Geth to drop, Prime hardware platforms are heavily shielded and well armed.
Shepard Commander, we have re-established a connection with Geth liberated from the server.
What's their status?
We have integrated their programs into this platform's network with minimal difficulties. Your actions have changed their perspective on organics. They also offer gratitude.
Well, that's nice to hear.
We'll talk later.
We will remain here.
The data you forwarded about the Geth was disturbing. It doesn't match the stories we tell.
Changing your mind?
Having second thoughts about the Geth?
Admirals don't have the luxury of second thoughts. What do you need?
Well, that didn't answer the question.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, Commander.
You straight up sidestepped my question.
I'm ready to hit the Reaper base whenever you are, Shepard.
Talk to you later, Tally.
Sure.
Okay, you have nothing else to say. Well, let's go ahead and hit the Reaper base. And again, these two have nothing to say.
Commander, you might want to check in on Commander Williams down on the observation deck.
Okay. Status update 314.20R from invalid extranet domain. Geth programs and hardware designation. Legion have requested Prime runtimes update Shepard Commander on platform status complying. Prime platforms housed in server 02241-14511 remain stationed on Rannoch. Creator forces prevent transfer of Prime platforms to Geth transport vessels. Cessation of Creator Geth conflict required to assist Shepard Commander / designated allies. Awaiting conflict status update. Okay. Let's go ahead and check on Ashley, because apparently she's got some shit going on. Wrong observation side. Oh. Okay, where the hell is she? She's supposed to be here, but I don't see her. Oh, she's on the floor.
Williams?
Oh.
What have we here?
Oh, sir. I'm off duty. Your voice? Sir, not so loud. Please, thank you.
Why are you curled up on the floor?
Am I... Oh, my head. So heavy. Can't move.
Ah. Enjoy your evening?
I'll be back to work in 30. Maybe 40. I swear. Just give me 45 minutes. Shh.
Okay, what happened?
How did you end up in this sorry state?
Just wanted to let off some steam. Vega said he had just the thing to take my mind off stuff.
And did that thing come in a bottle?
Yes.
This empty bottle?
It's empty. Oh boy.
Oh, look at you.
You know, I think it might be time to test the fire alarm.
I'll pay you 1 million credits not to do that, sir.
2 million, and we have a deal.
You're a damn space pirate.
I could order Joker to sing to you over the comm.
I hate you.
I hate you...
Sir.
As you were, Williams.
Cold floor. Oh.
Okay, so Ash has apparently decided she's going to be an alcoholic. You know, that's exactly what I was looking for.
I had hoped the Geth would have analyzed any Prothean technology they came across. You're saying you found none?
No. On this topic, our knowledge is not significantly greater than your own.
That's too bad, but thank you for looking.
Shepard Commander placed faith in us. We will do the same for Normandy.
You mean the Normandy's crew?
We do not see a meaningful distinction.
So, improved Geth resistors. These schematics were downloaded from the Geth consensus. They appear to be designs for improved resistor terminals and Geth platforms. These schematics can easily be built into human-sized armor, providing the wearer combat benefits enjoyed by the Geth. The resistors can be tweaked either to increase the wearer's damage output or improve their shields. I think we already have it. Well, that's power damage, so I don't care about that. Let's go for the shields. And miniaturized armor capacitors. This data was discovered and downloaded from inside the Geth consensus. Thousands of these miniaturized capacitors were installed beside armor power cells, where they can instantly discharge a stored boost of energy. This boost can be tweaked either to speed up shield regeneration or the rate at which tech, biotic, and combat powers can be used. Let's go for the shield regen.
Hello, Shepard.
Smuggler Manifest. Yungis System Operative Morat has sent smuggler manifests of an Athabasca-class freighter to authorities in the Yungis system. The manifest follows 8,000 tons of Dextrito amino food supplies, 16,000 tons of Levo amino acid food supplies, 200,000 tons of platinum stamped ingots, 12 Alliance fighter craft inactive mothballed on lower deck, 12 Hierarchy interceptor craft inactive mothballed on lower deck, 300 indentured workers, slaves from Karshan recaptured attempting to escape Reapers, mainly Batarian. Authorities will seize the freighter in 2 hours per the broker's request. The Yungis government has agreed to provide the slaves asylum and certificates of citizenship in exchange for future favors rendered.
Greetings, Commander.
Glyph was a little bit slow to say greetings, Commander. I'm pretty sure this has grown since the last time we actually looked at it. Yeah, because Thane is there now. The rest of these are, I don't know who the hell you are.
The Allied Primes are relaying any hostile combat data they can decrypt. I never thought I'd be linking Geth into the system.
Oh my god, your neck. Jesus, Trainer, you broke your neck looking that far back.
Commander?
Okay, Reaper base. And, Javik, why don't you join us on this one? Just please, for the love of God, don't get stuck on a... Oh, really, game? Don't get stuck on any... ladders, or, well, not stuck per se, because you weren't actually stuck. Just don't stand right in front of a ladder. You know, there's a reason for those.
The sinking laser needs a line of sight. What's the fastest route?
The upper entrance. Target the base before the Geth can organize resistance.
What about you?
We will deactivate defense systems and acquire an escape vehicle.
You can do that?
This unit still carries remnants of the old machine upgrade code. We can break any Geth security. You are concerned?
Nah, I'm fine with that, Legion. You haven't backstabbed me or shown any inclination that you might do so.
You know your limits. I trust you. I'm more concerned you didn't tell me about the upgrades.
You were tolerant of our recovery of Geth intelligences from the server, but this matter is different. Personal.
You were ashamed.
Shame is an emotional or cognitive response to societal judgment. It should not apply here.
I'm on your side here, Legion. I want to help your people.
We did not intend to cause offense.
How'd we get here? The Geth are better than this.
No. Based on empirical evidence, they are not.
Yeah.
Proceed to the upper entrance. We will exit here and procure an escape vehicle.
Got it. Legion, good luck.
Acknowledged.
I can't believe it. I don't think it's really sunk in yet. The home world. My world.
This is your third time being here.
Sky. And the rock formations? They used to write poems about them.
And they will again.
When we're done, maybe you'll write a new one.
This is Ranok, the world of our ancestors. Our bodies carried the seeds that spread the desert grass. You've heard me say Kilasalai? The best translation I can come up with is, by the homeworld I hope to see someday.
Looks like you're seeing it today.
The living room window will be right here.
Something I should know?
I just claimed the land. I know it doesn't mean much, but when this is over, I'll have a home.
The Quarians spent centuries as nomads. You think you can go back to living in one place?
We have gotten used to carrying our homes around with us. a start.
Okay. We're just a little too far that the game said, nope, you're not allowed to hop out of cover anymore.
The Geth jamming towers are interfering with your signal, Commander. I'm compensating to keep you patched in.
Good work, Trainer.
Damn, they keep sending more down, and I need to let this recharge. Did you get this one, Javik? No, you didn't. I had to finish him off because you failed. Okay. Oh, you made me think they dropped something big, game. I guess I was closing the door.
Commander, you must climb to the upper level before Geth units can fortify their positions.
We're on our way.
Admiral Gerald here. The heavy fleet has a clear path. All forward.
Geth fighter presence is negligible. Patrol fleet, break cover and engage.
Oh, hello there. He's like, I'm just gonna go and camp the ladder. Ow. Okay, they didn't follow me up. So I'm stuck here. Assault rifle piercing mod, don't care about that. New gauntlets. Oh shit. Ow. Okay.
Come on! We need to get inside before they send reinforcements.
That's what I'm trying to do, Tali. Okay, I just had 3 fucking people, though, launch rockets at my face. Kinda had to slow down my approach a little.
Shepard, Commander. Hostile Geth are closing a blast shield over the base.
Your ship's guns?
Not an option. The Geth would scramble a defense before we broke through.
We have located an override atop the Geth fortifications. It can retract the blast shield.
Anyone
Wonderful. Oh. God damn it. I swear these frickin' voice cue things are just absolute crap.
More dropping in!
Like, Is it really that hard to not have them just shut off or overlap with one another? Is it really that hard? Because I want to say the answer is a resounding no. If you just put a little bit of effort into it. But the issue is that no devs ever put any effort into it. Because this isn't the first game where I've had that issue.
Shepard Commander, do you need assistance?
We'll get through. What's your status?
The old machine's upgrades grant us targeting superiority. We are drawing hostile fire from your position.
Keep it up. We'll get to the blast shield controls.
Your synthetic ally is using Reaper code. That's a mistake.
No, Legion's on our side.
Never thought I'd hear you say that.
No, don't care about that. Damn, that's a lot of credits.
We've got Geth frigates inbound on the civilian fleet.
Khan is here. Civilian defenders are on intercept course. We'll help them, Gerald.
Will you really, though? To be all of them. Let's activate the override.
Legion, I've hit the override.
We have gained system access and are bypassing security. Stand by.
Oh, god damn it.
Understood.
Where the hell are my team? I'm just gonna stay back here. Let them come around the corner.
Bypassed security, but disabling the blast shield requires manual input. We have enabled a console near your position. Shepard Commander, you have successfully opened the blast shield doors.
Good. We'll be back out in a minute.
Negative. The path behind you has been sealed. A nearby elevator can take you to the upper level. From there, you should have an acceptable line of sight for targeting.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say. We're gonna have to fight something. Come on, pop up. There we go.
We have sent you the nav point with a new targeting location.
ran to all ships. The patrol fleet has broken the Geth flank. Permission to pursue.
Granted. Good hunting, Ron.
Get bribed! I guess they really don't want us up here!
Ow. Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go. God damn. I could not get them to sit, to not be shooting at me and stun locking me.
No more Geth in your immediate area. Reinforcements are minutes away. You getting anything from the base?
No. The old machines have not registered us as a threat.
They will regret that.
We recommend haste. The creator fleet will be overrun unless you sever the Geth connection to the old machine soon.
On my way.
This battle was centuries in the making. To see it finally end.
I don't think I got enough stuff on my back.
Normandy's weapon systems are ready to sink to your target. I recommend you withdraw to a safe distance. Target locked.
That's gotta hurt. You know, we may or may not have broken our back.
Reaper!
We have located transportation.
Copy that. Everybody, get to the ship. Move!
It ain't a ship. At least it doesn't look like one.
You will die first! Move!
How are we supposed to fight that thing?
I was hoping your fleet might lend a hand. Go!
Yep, there they go again. I swear, they don't come from above. They come out of the ground.
We will attempt evasive maneuvers.
Shepard to fleet. It's not a Reaper base, it's a live Reaper. I need an orbital strike. We're clear! Fire at will!
There we go. It's a good hit in.
What did we hit?
The firing chamber. Looks like a weak point when it's priming.
Damn it. The jamming towers have us targeting manually. We can't make a precision shot.
We may escape before it recovers.
No. Pull over.
Yeah, we need to destroy this thing.
Shepard, Commander.
If we run away, the Geth stand under Reaper control and the Quarians are dead. This ends now. Edie, patch the Quarians to the Normandy's weapon system. I want the targeting laser synced up to the whole damn fleet.
Understood.
Do you need assistance?
Just stay down, Legion. I'll take it from here.
Shepard, Commander. Good luck.
Acknowledged. Shepard to fleet. I'll paint the weak spot. Link up with the Normandy and be ready to fire.
Come on. Show it.
The destroyer is in range. Missiles are ready for launch.
Shepard, we need a target.
Okay. That was way too freaking close. Honestly, I think it's good enough for you guys to be able to get a shot off. Being honest. God damn it. I'm trying to run, but the game just keeps wanting to fucking roll me. So this thing recharges its fucking weapon way too quickly. In my opinion, it really shouldn't be that fucking quick. This is honestly not fun. This is literally not fun gameplay at all. I don't remember this being so fucking annoying when I played this on console back in the day. I don't remember it being this long. I really don't. I really don't recall this taking so damn long. Okay, sure, game. Whatever you say. Fuck you, game. Absolutely fuck you. Why the hell would you not have checkpoints between each of the fucking phases? God damn, BioWare. Were you always this bad? I really don't recall it. I swear to God, it was never this fucking terrible before. Like, there should be checkpoints between each of these phases. That is a perfectly reasonable thing to do, is to have checkpoints between each of those phases. God damn it. I don't know if changing difficulty has any fucking effect on this. Probably not. But it is honestly annoying me now. Okay, I guess because I didn't zoom in, it wasn't working that time? The first time we did that? Really? Is that how it works? God, that is some bullshit. That is some terrible game design, in my opinion. I do not recall it being this fucking terrible when I played this on console, but Jesus, is it terrible.
You know who I am?
Harbinger speaks of you. You resist, but you will fail. The cycle must continue.
Help us understand.
What are you talking about? We stopped Sovereign and the Geth. We stopped Harbinger and the Collectors. We've earned a straight answer.
It is not a thing you can comprehend.
We might surprise you.
You represent chaos. We represent order. Every organic civilization must be harvested in order to bring order to the chaos. It is inevitable. Without our intervention, organics are doomed. We are your salvation.
You're killing everyone in the galaxy to save us?
The cycle must continue. There is no alternative.
Organics and synthetics don't have to destroy each other.
The battle for Rannoch disproves your assertion. Finish your war. We will be waiting.
We did it. We killed a Reaper. Keela.
We can confirm that the Geth are no longer being directed by the old machines. We are free.
You did it, Shepard. The Geth fleet has stopped firing. They're completely vulnerable.
Shepard Commander, the Geth only acted in defense after the Creators attacked. Do we deserve death?
What are you suggesting?
Our upgrades. With the old machine dead, we could upload them to all Geth without sacrificing their independence.
You want to upload the Reaper code? That would make the Geth as smart as when the Reaper was controlling them.
Yes, but with free will, each Geth unit would be a true intelligence. We would be alive, and we could help you.
Our fleet is already attacking. Uploading the code would destroy us. Shepard, you can't choose the Geth over my people.
Do you remember the question that caused the Creators to attack us, Talizora? Does this unit have a soul?
Upload the code.
Upload the code to the Geth. Tally, call off the fleet if you can.
Uploading. 10%.
This is Admiral Talizora. All units, break off your attack.
Belay that order. Continue the attack.
20%.
I beg you, do not do this. Please.
We regret the deaths of the Creators, but we see no alternative. 40%.
No. Nobody else dies today. Legion, keep going.
Shepard?
All ships, this is Commander Shepard. The Reaper is dead. Stand down.
This is Admiral Talizora. Shepard speaks with my authority.
And mine as well. Negative. We can win this war now. Keep firing.
60%.
The Geth are about to return to full strength. If you keep attacking, they'll wipe you out. Your entire history is you trying to kill the Geth. You forced them to rebel. You forced them to ally with the Reapers.
80%.
The Geth don't want to fight you. If you can believe that for just 1 minute, this war will be over. You have a choice. Please. Keela Salai.
All units, hold fire.
Error. Copying code is insufficient. Direct personality dissemination required. Shepard Commander, I must go to them. I'm sorry. It's the only way.
Legion, the answer to your question was yes.
I know, Tally. But thank you. Keela Salai.
Commander!
The hell happened to you?
Admiral Ron, I heard your ship made a crash landing. Glad you got out in one piece.
I was listening over the radio. If Gerald hadn't stopped...
He did.
We have taken heavy losses. I don't know if we can... Where are we supposed to go?
You are welcome to return to Rannoch, Admiral Ron, with us.
Legion?
No, I'm sorry, Commander. Legion sacrificed itself to give us all intelligence. It will be honored.
Good.
And we will honor Legion's promise. The Geth fleet will help you retake Earth, and our engineers will assist in building the Crucible.
As will ours, of course.
Admiral, had you considered possible settlement sites?
The southern continent had excellent farmland, as I recall.
Are you gonna be okay?
I believe so, Commander. Thank you.
Shopping for another house?
Beachfront property.
Claim it fast. It's a buyer's market. You okay? I know working with the Geth will be difficult.
I'm not staying. I'm coming with you.
That's not why I came.
I wasn't going to ask.
I think you've earned a few favors with the fleet.
I'm asking them to launch an assault on the Reapers. Figure that makes us even.
If the Reapers were going to stay on Earth, sure. But sooner or later, they'll come to Rannoch.
We did just kill one of them.
So I'm coming with you to stop them. If you think I can help.
If you're certain.
You sure about this?
Yeah. I look at all this picture of hope and peace. And all I see is everyone I've lost. My team on Haestrom, my father, even Legion. I'm mourning a Geth. How crazy is that?
It's not crazy at all.
It is beautiful, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It'll be years before we can live without our suits completely. But right now... Right now, I have this.
Commander Shepard, I understand you've helped resolve the situation with the Geth.
Yes, Counselor. 2, in fact.
I've read the reports. You ended a war 3 centuries in the making.
I had a lot of help.
We have isolated pockets of remaining Geth. As best we can tell, they are Geth bodies loaded with Reaper code. But they are just a tiny fragment of the full Geth fleet. You've done the impossible, Commander. And I may be able to provide help of my own. I've received information from my government. It's too sensitive to discuss over an unsecured channel.
What if I come to the Citadel?
Yes, that would be best, Commander. I'll be waiting for you in Counselor Udina's office.
Former Counselor Udina's office.
Admiral Hackett's available on Vidcom.
You know, what with him being... dead? Yes, dead.
Commander, something on your mind?
Well, apparently you wanted to talk.
What's our state of readiness, Admiral?
We're getting there. And with the Reapers pressing their advantage across all fronts, we don't have a lot of time to catch up.
What about the extra help we picked up along the way?
Bringing in both the Quarians and the Geth has helped us immeasurably. The Quarian fleet is providing evac and fire support, while the Geth attack Reaper supply lines.
Okay, the Rachni?
What about the Rachni?
I wouldn't have believed it, but the Rachni are helping us build the Crucible.
You're kidding.
Turns out they have a knack for weapons of mass destruction. In hindsight, I guess they'd know a thing or two about waging a galactic war.
No problems with them then?
Other than scaring the hell out of our engineers, no. Not a lot of small talk going on there.
Okay, good. Are his reinforcements?
What about Arya's mercenaries?
Arya Talok, there's someone I never thought we'd be in bed with. The blood pack will be useful, and violent. We'll put the Blue Suns to good use. Intel says Narner Vosk is bringing his men, and that they're gunning for a fight. The Eclipse are providing troops and mechs. When we find a Reaper soft spot, they'll help us hit it. Don't want to know how you got Arya's cooperation, but whatever you did, it was worth it.
Okay.
What's the Reaper situation?
It's not trending well, even if you did buy Radix some time. Our threat projections show the Reapers will gain the advantage on most other fronts. And now the Asari are a prime target. They're the most advanced race in the galaxy. We'll soon find out if that means anything.
Okay.
Nothing more, sir.
Hack it out.
I think that's all there is to talk about with Hackett. So let's see, Geth Core. Until recently, the Geth expected nothing but violence from organics and designed themselves accordingly. All Geth platforms are armed, shielded, and built to withstand combat. They're not all shielded because the normal Geth troopers do not have shields. When they're on the battlefield, enemy tactics and positions are swapped instantaneously between the AIs. The Geth also employ turrets and drones, expendable hardware to support to keep losses of networked platforms to a minimum. The result is the largest and perhaps best equipped infantry in the galaxy. Many Geth vessels are built to explore, mine, or provide transportation between factories and space stations, but every Geth ship, regardless of purpose, is also capable of engaging hostile forces. Unbound by the Treaty of Faraxon, the synthetic intelligences built almost as many dreadnoughts as the Turians. The software running these ships is the Geth themselves. Highly advanced electronic security measures and cyber warfare suites bolster already formidable firepower. Rewriting the Geth heretics significantly boosted the processing power of the true Geth. Their increased strength made their fleets both more efficient and more lethal in battle. And Quarian civilian fleet. The civilian fleet makes up most of the Quarian flotilla. Properly coordinated, the fleet compensates for its lack of dedicated warships with its sheer numbers. Even its smallest craft are equipped with ship-to-ship weaponry. The civilian live ships' enormous floating gardens that produce food for the Quarians have also been fitted with massive Thanax cannons to provide heavy firepower. Okay, that's more stuff regarding rewriting the Geth heretics. I don't know why that shows up under the Quarian civilian fleet, but so be it. And apparently all the other Quarian ones. That doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, but okay. Any pirates or mercenaries attempting to prey on the Quarian flotilla must contend with the heavy fleet's cruisers, frigates, fighters, and carriers. The heavy fleet is led by Admiral Gerald. The Admiral firmly believes in the importance of ship maintenance and regular training exercises, and actively encourages those on pilgrimage to seek out technology that will upgrade his fleet's capabilities. As a result, cutting-edge technology is often found in the best of the heavy fleet's vessels. The fleet sustained damage to several dozen frigates that were unable to repair themselves in time to avoid destruction during the War for Rannoch. The patrol fleet are scouts flying ahead of the flotilla on the lookout for mineable bodies and hostile forces. They scan space with VI systems that pick up heat signatures on or other signs of foreign vessels as the first ships to be targeted in any conflict. Some of the Quarian's finest engineers monitor and repair the patrol fleet's shielding. The fleet's commanding officers, Admiral Shalaran, relies on speed and shields during combat. Okay, where is... Holly's down in engineering. I guess we should go and talk to her real quick. Looks like we're not going to be doing any artifact hunting this time around.
Down a Reaper without a giant thresher maw helping.
Damn right. We just showed the galaxy we could beat them.
Yeah, we just need a whole bunch more of these Thanax cannons, it seems.
We've got new messages, Commander.
I found work to do from Tali Zora Shepard. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to join Adams in engineering. It seems like the best place for me to help, as long as I'm coming with you anyway. Please drop by when you have a minute. From Shalaran Vas Rannoch, Commander. With assistance from the Geth, our fleet is nearly back to full strength. We have focused most of our efforts on providing evacuation assistance and support for the Turian fleet, while the Geth harass the Reapers. Even with our newfound peace, it seems foolish to risk an incident by putting our forces in closer proximity. I understand from Admiral Zen that the Crucible project continues well, though Zen herself seems dissatisfied with the technological capabilities of the device. Though eccentric, she's also brilliant. Hopefully she will find some ways to improve its functionality. I would never have believed you would talk hand down, Commander. Take care of Tali Zora for me. Sure. Deanna Allers, it may be hard to believe after what we just went through, but the rest of the galaxy is barely aware the Quarians ever went into the Veil, let alone started a war with the Geth. We're sitting on a major piece of history here. I have material from all the players except you. Can I get into your cabin for an hour and get your thoughts on Vid? Sure.
I hear you were on the ground with the Reaper. He fired up at us a few times. Joker pulled the Normandy through some insane maneuvers to stay out of the line of fire.
It's hard being in a fight like that, especially when you're not the one flying the ship. Joker's one of the best, though.
At first I was nauseous, swinging around in my safety harness. But then I was furious. Just... enraged. I wanted that thing dead.
You didn't want the Reapers dead when they attacked Earth?
I wanted them defeated. I wanted Earth saved. But I never wanted to physically tear them in half and watch them blow up.
Congratulations, Trainer. I believe you've discovered your fight-or-flight instinct.
Perhaps I should have stayed with chess. Although now I think I'm spoiled by the lack of explosions.
I'm sure we could find a game of chess that includes explosions.
Commander?
Seems easy enough. Also, let's go ahead and switch the difficulty back. Again, I don't know if that actually made any difference, but God, it is such crap that last phase of fighting that Reaper, you have to zoom in, otherwise you do nothing. Why do you have to zoom in? Reasons. Why do we not have checkpoints between the phases? Reasons.
You know, the Quarians have done pretty well with those suits. Maybe they can make something like that for you.
Yeah, they have them. Protective medical exoskeleton. I could even get one with racing stripes.
So what's the problem?
Well, it's like walking around in heavy armor. It totally screws with my spatial awareness.
I wear heavy armor, and my spatial awareness is perfect.
You crashed the last shuttle you flew, Vega. I need to feel my balance shift when I'm flying. I need to feel the ship moving with me. You take that away, and I don't know. I mean, I'm good, but I'm not me.
Yeah, I get that.
Plus, have you seen Tali? Come on, I don't have the hips to carry a suit like that. Gotta hand it to you, Commander. That's the first time I've seen someone end a war by yelling.
I couldn't kill the Geth.
After seeing what the Geth rebellion really looked like, I figured they deserved a chance.
Thank you, Commander. I doubt many organics would have trusted a synthetic race.
And now we've got 2 fleets for the price of 1. We didn't lose anybody.
Except Legion, before it sacrificed itself. Legion referred to itself as I instead of we.
Yeah? So?
The singular pronoun indicates Legion's independent personality had fully actualized. In its last moments, it was not an avatar of the Geth consensus. It was a person.
That's what I figured.
Well, when the Geth fleet helps us retake Earth, I guess we'll owe that to him.
Yes, Shepard?
Okay, again, he doesn't have anything to say.
Noted.
Just had to, you know. I'm going up there, might as well check with both. Okay, let's go ahead and check up with Tali, and then we will go ahead and... Well, let's do the news thing, and then we'll end this. So, Tali, you're somewhere in here. There you are.
Can't be. No. I guess that's right.
Hey, Tali. How's it going?
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you. I just got communication from the fleet. Sorry, from Rannoch. In the old days, I'd send any new technology I found back to the fleet. I should probably be doing that with the agriculture samples now. I don't know anything about raising crops.
How are your people doing?
It's crazy. The Geth are helping, setting up housing, adapting power systems. They are doing in weeks what would have taken us years. Geth are even uploading into the suits of Quarian volunteers. They're rewriting environmental functions, jump-starting our immune systems.
How can they do that?
That doesn't seem possible.
The Geth are software, not hardware. They can transfer themselves from a normal body into anything with enough processing power. They're mimicking infections, so the host can adapt without getting sick. It's like making a vaccine.
I mean, I would say both. That sounds dangerous and amazing.
So the Quarians won't have to wear those suits anymore?
It doesn't seem possible, but yes, in a few years, with Geth improvements, we won't need them. We might still wear them. The suits have become part of our society. But a rupture won't be a death sentence. Today, on Rannoch, there are Quarian children who will grow up healthy and strong, thanks to the Geth.
They owe that to you.
No. I'd have killed the Geth with no regrets. And I'd have been wrong. Thank you.
Is that it?
I can't believe my people are working with the Geth. The Geth are helping us rebuild. I never thought I'd see it. Our scientists and the Geth have done amazing work on the Crucible together. Hey, Shepard. Hey, Shepard.
Okay. Adam, do you want to go ahead and talk at all about getting Tali back?
Nothing to report, Commander.
Okay.
Those FBA couplings you got us are still holding up. All good, Commander. All good, Commander.
Okay. Well, let's head up to our cabin and call Allers up so we can talk about how we ended a war that was 3 centuries in the making.
Trainer, can you send up Diana Allers? She wants to talk to me.
She's on her way, Commander.
That didn't sound like it was coming
I'm sure
from
you've
over
got
there.
a million questions.
I narrowed it down to 40. Let's see how you do with the top 10. Commander, the last time most of us heard about Geth, they were attacking the Citadel alongside Sovereign.
Yes, and you should know that was a minority of the Geth. Most of them are not hostile to organics.
Is that how you explain that they're allies, and no longer dangerous robots who stick humans on spikes?
The Geth are misunderstood.
What you have to realize is that despite their reputation, most Geth are not inherently violent. The Quarians attacked them. The Geth fought back in self-defense just like any organic would. Now that we've freed the Geth from Reaper control, they'll want payback for their enslavement.
But you're going to take an army of synthetics to fight Reapers with untold hacking abilities. What's keeping the Reapers from reprogramming the Geth like they have before?
Well, the Geth have been upgraded.
The Geth are extremely intelligent, and they put incredible thought into solving this problem. They're not gonna turn again. I bet my life on it.
Now here's a question from a Batarian on Omega. Commander Shepard, if the mass relays can be destroyed... So did I miss anything? Do you have any questions?
You gonna go file your story now?
Well, if you don't mind.
Go tell the galaxy what we've done. They could use some good news.
Aye aye, Commander.
Okay. Now that I think about it, down to the crew deck. Did we get any more of these intel things? I don't think we did, but just to double check.
Another Reaper gone, and peace between the Geth and Quarians. It's amazing.
And now my people have a world to fight for. Something they know will last forever.
So long as you and the Geth remain good neighbors.
They're not our servants anymore. I'm not sure what we should call them. Allies?
Friends?
There's still too many wounds on either side. But maybe one day.
No, we didn't. Okay.
The migrant fleet and the Geth warships have joined Admiral Hackett. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Email from Sergeant Kavanagh to Sergeant Ichi. Next time you want to warn me that the Geth are our friends and that maybe we're not supposed to shoot the big robots? I almost pissed myself when these primes started dropping out from the sky and mopping up the Reapers. We fired a few rounds at them until we realized they weren't firing back. Then this one comes over and said they're allied assistants and asks for our status. I'm not complaining they saved my crew. but I'm never living down having to apologize to a Geth for shooting one of its damn lights off.
At your service.
Garrus, are you actually in the main battery? Because a few times I've come down here, you haven't actually been in here.
Shepard, never a dull moment when the Normandy's on tour, is there?
Any word from Palaven?
Some, and I don't like what I'm hearing. The Krogan are there in force, but they're just slowing the Reapers down, not stopping them. I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
You hear anything from your family?
But I did hear from Primarch Victus. He wanted my advice on fleet strength when the Crucible is ready. Still can't get used to people asking me things like that.
Okay, well, what did you tell Victus?
What did you say?
I said, at some point, we're going to have to decide if our fleets keep defending Palaven or we go on the offensive.
Can't do both?
Not with the beating we're taking. Like I said, not the sort of questions I'm used to answering.
Well, why not? You're a good leader.
You know what you're doing, Garrus. Trust me, everyone can see that.
Maybe. But you spend so much time on the outside trying to get in, and when you do, it's not what I expected.
How so?
All the questions, and every one of them with a million lives riding on the answer.
You do the best you can with what you know. It's no different than your days at CSEC.
You're right. Though I'm starting to understand why the galaxy needs cold-hearted dictators every now and then.
They get things done?
They don't give a damn about the consequences. Suppose that's what it's going to take, Shepard. The ruthless calculus of war. 10 billion people over here die, so 20 billion over there can live. Are we up for that? Are you?
Not acceptable?
If we reduce this war to arithmetic, we're no better than Reapers.
I guess I can't argue with that. You managed peace between the Geth and the Quarians. Maybe there is another way. Peace between the Geth and Quarians.
Who would have thought?
Not how I ever imagined that would turn out. And next you'll be telling me the Krogan and Turians are cooperating. Oh, right. You managed that one too. You're a peacemaker, Shepard. A rare thing these days. Now, if you can pacify the Reapers, we'll make you a saint. Not sure if having an army of Geth behind us gives me confidence or makes me feel like there's a target on my back. Later.
Okay, he's done talking. Let's go and check on Chakwas. See if she has anything she wants to talk about. I guess I should probably go ahead and meet with all the crew.
It's nice to have Tally back. I've made sure we're well stocked with dextro-based antibiotics and antihistamines. Hello, Commander.
Okay. Nothing to do in here. Just, you know, had to double check. Why not? Let's go check on Ash. She over her hangover?
Impressed you got those two groups together.
You just say those two groups, huh? You can't call them the Geth and Quarians?
We'll see how long the peace lasts. Commander?
Okay, sure, Ash. Sure. You do you. Okay, these guys got nothing to say. Nothing in life support, I already know that. Nothing going out in the lounge area. Shuttle bay.
I'm liking the new you, Esteban. It's about time you loosened up a little.
Not sure how drinking mezcal late into the night makes me a better crewman.
How does it not? It gives you heart. You need heart to fight this kind of war.
Heartburn, maybe. Seriously, could we at least get some decent tequila?
Hey, you're the procurement specialist. Set us up.
Okay, what do we got here? None of those I care about. High velocity barrel. Yeah, none of these I really care about. Shotgun, don't care. It's melee damage. High velocity barrel, don't care about that. Pistol high caliber barrel, sure. Not that I use that one anyway anymore, but still, I guess I'll take it. Reaper Code Fragment. Asari War strategists have encountered difficulty predicting Reaper movements due to poor understanding of Reaper thought processes. A scavenger is willing to sell a Reaper processor that he discovered among the debris from Sovereign's attack on the Citadel several years ago. This intel could dramatically improve the efforts of Asari forces. Sure. I could use that. Geth target jamming tech. An Eclipse covert ops team is willing to sell jamming technology they recovered from a Geth station. Deploying these jamming units on the Presidium could hinder enemy forces in the case of another attack on the Citadel, thereby saving civilian lives. Because the Alliance cannot formally support Eclipse mercenary work, this technology should be treated as though it were discovered during actions on Rannoch. Don't care for any of those. Yeah, plasma SMG. Pistol magazine upgrade, sure. Shoulder guards for plus 10% weapon damage, sure. I guess I'll buy that, why not? Model live ship, yes. Model Geth fighter, yes. Screw it, I'll buy that helmet. Oh, snapping eel, yes. I think that was kind of expensive for an eel, but whatever. Already bought it, can't change it. Okay. There we go, that'll give us maxed out weapon damage. Whatever that's actually worth. Oh god, no. Stick with the red. We'll stick with the red there, why not? Okay, now, weapon upgrades. The reality is, none of these matter because I only use the one weapon. Like, it literally makes no difference at the end of the day. High velocity barrel does not actually improve damage at all. Or at least not by an amount that's noticeable on here. Also, what did that look like? Okay, never mind.
Shepard, thanks again for being there at the Refugee Memorial. I feel better. Everything's so much clearer now.
Glad I could help.
You know, next time we're at the Citadel, I think I might hit a nightclub. You should join me. I've got to say, I enjoyed that last mission on Rannoch.
Yeah, hit him against a defenseless jamming tower, and Esteban here feels like a big man.
Hey, the Kodiak is a transport, not a fighter. It's for dropping jarheads like you into hot zones. And if you stow the attitude, it might even be for picking you up again. Is everything okay, Shepard? Sir. Sir.
Okay, he's done talking. James, what do you want to say?
What can I do for you?
Okay, well, you don't want to talk, so
You mentioned a mission you had against the Collectors.
Pretty much what I said. Things went foobar, and I was one of the few to make it out. If you want the rest of the story, you're gonna have to get me really drunk, or...
Or what?
That's about it. Sorry, Commander. Just not interested in talking about that. Next topic?
Yeah, okay, so he has nothing he wants to say. In that case, we've talked to everybody. I just want to go and see what that
Commander.
change was made here to the Geth Corps. In the war room after doing the interview with Allers. Commander Shepard's interview with Diana Allers about the Geth emphasized their value as strong military allies. The Council reluctantly sent the Geth shipments of rare materials to upgrade ground units. Council's like, do we really have to do this? Well, you know, Shepard warned us about the Reapers and we ignored them. Now he's saying the Geth are our friends.
Commander Shepard.
So, I guess we gotta do it to keep people happy. Fine, I guess I'll sign off on it. Okay, well, that's going to be it for this stream. Next week, we will be back, and, what do we do? I don't know. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got out here on the galaxy map? Well, there's Hades' Nexus that we've been looking for. So it's now shown up. So we got fuel reactors. I guess we'll take care of that. Then we'll meet up with the Asari Counselor on the Citadel. Turn in a couple of things at the Citadel as well. And then I don't quite know from there. I figure realistically that's maybe 45 minutes at most, all of that together. So we would still have a little over 2 hours left. Since these streams are around about 3 hours each, so this one's gone a bit long. This one's approaching actually over half an hour longer than it's scheduled for. But yeah, so I will see you all next time, like I said. Where we will go ahead and be doing some of those missions. I want to say, I think we are fairly quickly approaching the end of this. I believe the game more or less ends after you do Thessia, I think. I think Thessia is like the last major story mission prior to actually doing the final mission. So I would say we're actually relatively close to the end, if I'm recalling correctly. As I've mentioned in the past, I do have a plan already for what will be replacing this series. Particularly that it will be replaced by the Crusader Kings 3 Let's Play, is my plan. I still haven't actually sat down and tested to see how viable it is, so maybe things will change. But the plan right now is for a CK3 series, basically reviving a CK2 series that I did for a little while that I ended up just sort of giving the axe for a variety of reasons. I was getting bored with it, partly because just I was struggling to do anything because I was, as part of that series, the idea was we're going to play as a Zoroastrian ruler, we're going to try and reform the Persian Empire. And, well, you're smack dab in the middle of various Muslim sects. And we were doing okay, but if I recall correctly, I believe the major empire we were in more or less collapsed. Like, I think the title might have still existed, but they more or less collapsed. And that just made it very difficult at the end of the day to actually do anything, because I had effectively no protection from outside forces. So, yeah, like I said, I think it might work out better in CK3, I think. But again, I haven't really done a test yet, so that'll confirm that when I go and do eventually do that test. Maybe if I remember, I'll do it over this week, and we'll know how viable it is by the next stream. But yeah, so I'll see you all next time. Till then, goodbye and farewell.